This is me, a 38-year-old dad of two who's been overweight for over a decade. I've tried everything to change, but nothing stuck. Then it hit me. If I don't do something about this weight now, I might not live long enough to see my kids grow up. That thought changed everything. So I've made one of the toughest decisions of my life.
Took a deal, sign another deal, post up in the hills on the rail, headed for a mill, travel with me still, gang.
I've left my friends and family for 10 weeks. I've flown to Thailand, joined a Muay Thai camp to push myself harder than I've ever have before with one goal: transforming into a healthier man and to be a better example for my boys and to show them that it's never too late to rewrite your own story. This is week 2. All right, so it's officially week 2 of training in Thailand for 10 weeks, getting ready for a fight. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy, and I'm a 38-year-old dad with 2 kids who has decided to make a massive change in my life. So I'm at the Dejdamrong gym here in Katu in Phuket. That's where I'm training at the moment, and this is week 2 of my 10-week journey, and this week's been pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So the week started off with going and seeing a fight. So 2 of the guys at the gym here were having a fight. One, a young boy, and AJ were here having a fight. So I thought, why not go and film it and visit and see what a real Muay Thai fight is like. And there's the tourist fights, and then there's the actual fights. And these fights are held at Sydney Stadium, which is one of the newer stadiums. And these are legit fights. These are real fights. These are different gyms fighting each other. And yeah, it really opened my eyes to how much better I need to get in the next 8 weeks. Because I got there and watched some of these fights and I was like, oh, is that going to be me in the ring in 8 weeks? And if it is, I've got to work on my skills. And because of that, I really pushed hard this week. So this is the week I really decided that I need to get into gear, because if I entered the ring at the skill level I am at the moment now, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I ended up training 8 times this week, and I ended up doing 2 PT sessions with crew non, which was a lot. And it really did kind of push me to my limits. I think right now, at the fitness level I'm at, that is enough training. So I also managed to squeeze in a couple of runs. So I've managed to do 4 runs this week, which is a new personal best for me, which actually had to be about 16, 17 kilometers of running, which is a lot for me. I know some of you out there that you're going, oh, that's nothing. But for me, being as heavy as I am, it's a lot. And today, I really just want to talk a little bit about the fight and what I've seen at the fight, and a little bit of my concerns about what's coming up for me. So yeah, let's talk about this fight a little bit more. So I got to the fight, and I've seen Muay Thai fights before. I know what to expect in those fights, but it's different when you're actually knowing you're going to fight, right? So I sat there watching these fights, and I was watching the techniques, and I was watching what everyone was doing, and I was going, I really don't know how I would counter that. I really don't know how I would react to the intensity that some of these guys have when they're fighting. And I've never really noticed that. But now as someone that's entering a fight and watching these fights, I'm now going, am I up to the standard that I need to be to actually make sure I don't get hurt? And because of that realization in the ring, watching these guys fight and AJ's fight and watching the absolute battle he had, I went, I've really got to work. I always thought I was good at Muay Thai, right? I came here, I was like, oh, I know enough about Muay Thai, I should be okay to fight. But coming here to Thailand and training with guys that have been training forever really just showed how little I actually know about Muay Thai and fighting. Because the combination of watching that fight and training with crew non and training with the other crews here have had literally between them thousands of fights, and seeing how effortless they make like training Muay Thai and like practicing Muay Thai really just goes to show how little I do know. So it's been quite a humbling experience coming here and training, if that makes sense. And It's one thing to learn a knee. It's another thing to learn all the intricacies from a world champion Muay Thai. Because there's little things that he does that no one else does that make all the difference. Power. And getting power, getting speed, technique. That's what this is about. And I kind of needed that. I kind of needed that humbling. I kind of needed that humility, because to be completely fair, I thought I was ready to enter the ring tomorrow, but clearly the last week has shown that I'm not. And that's a good thing, because now I've come into the trainings here at the gym. I've come into the trainings with more intensity, with more focus on my skills and less focus on just hitting hard. And that's almost transformative for me, because I've always been whatever I do, I try and do to 100%, but it's just shown that I haven't been doing it 100% up until this point. And so this week has really been a game changer for me. So this week, I've really been at the trainings, I've really been focusing on making sure that I'm doing things properly and not trying to just get a workout. And going, what would I do in a fight? Like visualizing the fights that I was watching at the Simbi Stadium and watching AJ's fight and things like that and going, what would I do in that situation? Like, why am I hitting the bags like this? Why am I training like this? Why are the crews teaching me like this? And how does that translate into me not getting hurt in the ring? And so with that in mind, the trainings this week have been hard. I've been pushing myself pretty hard. And the first 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, I was really going gung-ho. I was really pushing hard. I was really feeling really good. And then I faded towards the middle of the week and toward the end of the week. I really started struggling, not to get motivation, but just soreness. I was getting really sore, and not cramps anymore, but just aching calves, aching shins. At the first week, I think I was running on adrenaline. Now that I've into it and I'm into the thick of things, I'm really starting to get sore. So I'm managing my pain a little bit better. I'm icing myself when I get home. That's helping. I'm going to bed earlier. So last night I went to bed at 6:30 and I woke up at around 5:30 in the morning and worked a little bit. But just that kind of intensity, just because I need to take this more seriously. 10 weeks is not a long time to go from where I am now to where I need to be so that I'm comfortable fighting. I think another thing that's helped a lot is I've done another 2 PT sessions with Crew Non, and we've really been focusing on relaxing myself in the ring.
Bang, kick, bang, one, bang, and I should head up, bang, and down. Do like this, okay? Fight also do this, like this.
Yeah.
No need to do more hard, tired, but you do correct technique first.
So
you
just technique?
Yeah, but some round you more tired. Some round easy, make perfect technique. Some round, okay, round, same round 1, round 2, or sometimes you do more hard, bang, tired. And next round you can do make technique. Same this, okay, training, not to.
So the one thing I noticed that really separates the good people in Muay Thai from the people that are still learning, or is how relaxed they are in the ring. Every time you stiffen up and you're rigid and you're bouncing around, you're using energy. And 5 rounds doesn't sound like much, but in Muay Thai, 5 rounds might as well be 30 rounds. Because you're using your legs, it's a crazy amount of work. And that's why Muay Thai rounds are only 5 rounds, because if they were 7 or 8, people would die in the ring. It's that exhausting. So one thing Crew Non and myself have been working on especially is just relaxing, is just pacing, and just knowing when to go hard and when to bring the pace back to a normal level. We've also been working on clinching and knees, because Crew Non thinks that my advantage is going to be just basics, jabs, crosses, knees, and working my clinches and working knees. Now, Crew Non is what's called a Muay Cow, which is a knee fighter, and it comes second nature to him, obviously. So we're having to slow down and really work through, just work on some technique, because obviously it's second nature to him. But I'm learning so freaking much at this gym, guys. If you're looking for a gym in Phuket, I think I said it in the last video, if you're looking for a gym in Phuket, this is...
All right, I just want to take a second to appreciate the level of experience you're going to get access to at the gym. You're looking at 3 world champions here with almost 1,000 fights between them in Muay Thai. On the left, you have Crew Arono. On the right, you have Crew Non. And behind him, you have Crew Rong. And just between these 3 coaches, you have 10 Lumpini championships, 1 Raja Stadium championship, and a 1FC strawweight MMA title.
This is the gym. This is called Dejdamrong gym in Patu. It's out of the way, but the level of training, the level of experience that I'm getting access to between Crew Non, Crew Rong, Crew No, Crew Joy, they're just it's just unreal. The amount that I'm learning and the one-to-one attention that you get here. So little things we were clinching today, and the thing that we were learning was pushing people into the ropes. It's pushing, moving, doing movements, and then pushing people into the ropes and throwing a knee. Now, I wasn't doing it right, so Crew Non came over and said, okay, when you do it, you need to wait till their knees coming back and then push. Little things like that. You're not going to get that at a big gym, guys. So getting back to it, I did, like I said, I've been pushing really hard into this week. I've also been doing my runs. I'm actually starting to, I'm not going to touch wood, hopefully it stays like this. I'm actually starting to enjoy running a little bit more than I used to. I used to hate running, guys. I hated it so much. I couldn't think of anything worse actually than running. Now I'm like, okay, I just got to get it done. So I just tick along the route. It goes up some hills and down some hills, and it's about 4.5 kilometers through a dam. So it's a nice little run. It's nice and cool up there. So I'm kind of running to get to the cool spot. And yeah, just sort of getting into the momentum in the routine. And it's been really good. I love this gym. This is like my second family because I'm not going to lie. One thing I am doing that has been an issue is I've been missing my family. I've been missing my wife and kids. It's actually my boy's birthday today and I'm missing it. So like we are sacrificing as a family to make this happen and for me to get fitter and healthier. And I am missing my family, but honestly, I can say with my hand on my heart that I'm lucky I'm at this gym because this gym is my second family now. There's kids and they're all friendly. They remind me of my boys. And the gym here is like a family. It is. Honestly, didn't think it would be this hard to leave my family and my kids and my wife. It's been only 2 weeks. I'm lucky they're coming in 4 weeks, but I didn't realize how hard it would be to leave my family. But honestly, I'm doing this for the betterment of everyone, including myself. Like, as much as it pains me to be away from my kids and my wife and my family and all the things that are going on at home, they're having a great time at home. I'm like, doing this now, sacrificing this short period of time so I can live for 20, 30 years longer being healthy. Like it's worth it. And I keep telling myself that when I'm at home in the 1-bedroom condo and I'm like, for lack of a better term, lonely because I'm missing them. I like sit there and go like, I'm getting healthier. I'm getting fitter. I'm setting a good example. I'm showing my kids that it's important to lead by example and like, if you're gonna say you do something, you got to do it. You got to do it, regardless of like how much it hurts you and the pain and the suffering. You got to do it. So hopefully, that's how I'm justifying this. I don't know if it's a right or wrong thing because like my wife and kids at home are suffering as well, but that's how I'm justifying it. And hopefully one day the kids will look back on this and the fight and things like that and go, wow, that was a pretty awesome journey. And like I said, I'm just glad I'm at this gym specifically because I think if I was at a Tiger or a bigger gym, I don't think I'd last. I come here, everyone knows who I am, everyone knows my name, everyone goes out of the way to say hello, everyone's friendly. I feel like I'm part of the crew here, and that's nice. That makes me look forward to coming here and training, which is why I'm here, right? Like, I think if I was at like a bigger gym where no one knew who the hell I was, or it was like me being there was inconsequential, I don't know if I'd last, but I really do feel like me being here is consequential. Like, not only for my own benefit, but just like frightening the day of the guys that work here as well. I try and be polite. I'm friendly. I try and like make sure they're enjoying it as much as I am. And I work hard. Like I appreciate the effort they're putting into making me better. So with enough about that, enough about me and my little sob story. But yeah, it's just hard. I didn't realize how hard it would be to leave my family and kids. But let's talk a little bit about where I am fitness-wise and health-wise. So the footage is coming up in a second. I'll show you where I am right now versus where I was. But the interesting thing is I haven't shifted much weight. But I clearly have lost weight. And I think what it is I actually think the creatine that I'm taking is actually making me retain water. And I think that's why I'm not shifting, the weight is not coming off on the scales. Even though I'm definitely fitter and healthier, I feel way better. I just think the weight is not reflecting on the scales as much as it should because the retention of the water from the amount of creatine that I'm taking to try and maintain the level of performance that I have. But let's have a look at the footage of where I am now. So guys, that's it. That's it for this week. Next week, the plan is to come and try and do the full week. So that would be 12 sessions. I'm going to try and come and do the full week, morning, afternoons, and get 2 PT sessions in as well as doing 5 runs next week. So I'm starting to ramp up the intensity because I think I'm ready. I feel ready to ramp up the intensity. And guys, let me know in the comments, like, how do you guys handle being away from your family for an extended period of time? I'd love to hear some strategies. I'd love to hear some tips and trips because like it is affecting me emotionally. There's only so much you can do through Facebook and WhatsApp and things like that. And also, is there anything I should be doing in Phuket while I'm here? I obviously don't want to go to the bars and things like that, but is there anything interesting to see? On Sundays, I don't have much to do. Oh, I also need a recommendation on somewhere to recover, like a massage place or like somewhere to get ice baths and things like that. I need some recommendations, guys. So that's this week, guys. I'll catch you next week. Make sure to subscribe if you want to follow the journey.